What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Color Nation Media, bringing you yet another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle against Snorlax, and today we have a lower tiered match, so this is going to be a lot of fun. Very cool Pokemon being used on both sides. I will get into the teams in a second, but just want to remind you guys first that as long as this video reaches that magical number of 60 likes, I will continue to bring you these lovely daily double Wi-Fi battle uploads and all of that fun stuff. Now, looking at my opponent's team right off the bat, it's just some incredible Pokemon, incredible threats as well. He's got the Luxray, which is absolutely fantastic. Lantern, another very bulky electric type. And, well, Luxray isn't very bulky, but Lantern is. Houndoom, which could go a bunch of different directions. Not really sure what this one's going to be. He's got the Roserade, Meowstic, male. So it's probably like dual screen, something like that. And then the Chinchino, so that is something to watch out for as well. It's got the Tail Slap, Rock Blast, all that good stuff. On my side, I've got Florges as my special wall. It's also going to be my Wish Passer. Donphan is going to be my physical wall. It's got Rapid Spin and Stealth Rock as well, so it's nice utility. And it has great physical bulk as well. Got the Assault Vest Electros, and you've seen that quite a few times. It's been a couple of weeks since I've used it. I like to use it on Battle Spot and that kind of stuff, but I decided I would bring it for this battle because why not? Choice Scarf Magmortar, because why not? Why not? I know most of these like to run Life Orb or like E-Belt or something like that, but it works very well as a Choice Specs user, and it works very well as a Choice Scarf user, and nobody seems to expect it, so I'm all for it. I'm bringing the Mega Aerodactyl as well, and Shiftry, which we all know is incredibly dangerous with a Focus Sash. You can set up the Swords Dance. It's got Stab, Sucker Punch, Priority. It's got the Seed Bomb. It's got the Knockoff. It's nothing to mess around with. So let's get started here. I'm going to bring out my Donphan to get up the rocks and everything at the beginning. He's going to bring out his Pika Wannabe with question mark, which is going to be his Chinchino. He's going to open up with a U-turn, and I do not believe he shows a Life Orb here. No, I'm not seeing a Life Orb, so this is probably like King's Rock or Focus Sash, something like that. He's going to switch into his Dr. Doom, which is his Houndoom. Great name for a Houndoom. I'm going to set up the rocks here, so if he wants to bring anything else in that has a Focus Sash, it's not going to work out too well. He's going to go for the Nasty Plot here, and he's staying in on a Donphan, so I'm assuming that this thing's going to be Focus Sashed at this point. And I just go for the Earthquake because I really don't have any other play. There's no reason for me to switch when I have the advantage. And there is the Focus Sash, so I thought for a second he might be Mega, but going for the Nasty Plot on the first turn tells me that it's going to be the Focus Sash set. And that is exactly what he is. I'm just going to go for the Ice Shard, though, to pick him off, so that really was not that threatening to me at all. And he's going to bring in the Pika Wannabe again, who will take the Stealth Rock's damage, which is great. I don't think that it's Focus Sash. It's probably like Silk Scarf or I don't know what else, King's Rock, potentially. But he goes for the Aqua Tail, which is a very interesting move to be running on this thing. It does okay damage to Donphan, but really not that much. Earthquake doesn't quite take this thing out, but an Ice Shard will, so down goes the Chinchino. So that's two huge offensive threats out of the way very early on in this match. He's going to bring in the Lantern here, and it's going to take Stealth Rock's damage, and I really can't do anything to it. I can go for the Earthquake, but he's going to outspeed me, kill me off with Scald. There's really no reason for me to keep this Donphan alive at this point. And there's really no point in me switching out into something and having to either take super effective damage or risk of burns. Just no reason for that whatsoever. So he's going to show the lefties there, and that's how I know that this thing is going to be very, very bulky. Lantern usually is. So I'm going to bring in my Electros here. I know I can go for a Giga Drain and pretty much just take anything he wants to throw at me. Uninvested with an Assault Vest on my Electros is really going to minimize the damage that I'm going to take. So I go for the Giga Drain. There is the Basket This Smiley Face. Very interesting nickname for a Roserade. But he's going to go for the Leaf Storm, and I don't really take it that well. Not really at all. There is the Life Orb, though, so I guess, I don't know. I'm going to hit him up with a Flamethrower, but I'm kind of happy that I took it as well as I did. I mean, it wasn't a one-hit KO. Life Orb, Leaf Storm from, you know, Stab, all that stuff off of a Roserade is incredibly powerful, so I guess I have to be happy that I even survived. But I do kill it off with a Flamethrower. In comes the Luxray, and I'm very scared of this thing because he's going to kill me here with a Crunch. And that means that he's going to get a free setup of his Toxic or Flame Orb if he's running the Gut set, and he is. So this thing hits like a truck. So I'm going to have to bring out my Mag Mortar here and try to kill him off with the Fire Blast before he can do anything back to me. He's going to switch into his Lantern here to take the incoming fire attack, which is a smart move on his part. I really didn't have any other choice. I couldn't afford to make a wrong prediction and then just get destroyed by a Wild Charge or something similar. So the Lantern takes that Fire Blast pretty nicely, and it's because I'm not running anything to boost its power. I don't have Life Orb or anything like that. No choice specs. Remember, this is a Scarf set. So I'm going to switch out here. It doesn't really match up well against Lantern at all. So I'm going to switch into my special wall here, which is my Florges. And I can take anything this thing wants to throw at me. They normally don't run Toxic, so I'm not too worried. And even if it did have, any kind of status or anything, I do have the Aromatherapy. So he's going to Volt Switch back into the Luxray, which is a great play and bad news for me because my poor little Ivy here is not going to take a Wild Charge too well. In fact, it might just one-shot me because my physical defense really isn't that good. So I cannot afford to stay in. I'm just going to have to switch into something to take the hits, and I decide that Shiftry is my best bet here. He's going to go for the Facade, not the Wild Charge, maybe to avoid recoil, and that still brings me down to my Focus Sash. But these things typically run for attacks, especially with the Gut set. So I'm pretty safe in just going for a Sucker Punch here. It's going to do a lot of damage. And I wasn't quite sure if it was going to take it out. But Shiftry is so powerful. And it does just clean KO this thing. And if that was max damage, I'm pretty sure that he would have just killed my Shiftry. And then the burn damage would have taken him out anyway. So that being said, he's going to switch into his Meowstic here and get up that Reflect right away. I'm going to go for the knockoff. I predicted that he wouldn't attack because most of the time the only attacking move that these things have is Psychic. So I'm going to knock off the Light Clay. He's going to go for the Yawn here. And that tells me that he can't really do anything to me. So I'm just going to Seed Bomb him, and that's going to be it for the Meowstic. Thankfully, he was not able to get up the light screen, which is fantastic, because I do have some special attackers left on my team. In comes the Lantern, and I'm okay with staying in on this thing, even though I've been yawned, because I can Seed Bomb it, and that would most likely kill it. I decided to go for the knockoff just to get rid of its leftovers, because I wasn't positive that Seed Bomb was going to kill. I think it probably would have, because Lantern's not that bulky, and Shiftry is incredibly strong, and I constantly underestimate him. But he just goes for the Protect, so I fall asleep, and now he can just pretty much just kill me off with anything that he wants. He goes for the Scald, so I'm guessing that his other attack might be Heal Bell. He might have Scald, Volt Switch, Heal Bell, Protect. That kind of sort of makes sense. Kind of, sort of. He might have the Ice Beam, but I feel like he would have went for it there unless he just for some reason did not want to reveal that. I don't really know what I'm saying here, so I'm just going to go into Ivy again because this Lantern, like I said, can't really do anything to me whatsoever. So I'm just going to Toxic him because he is down to his last Pokemon here, and he needs his Lantern to take out the rest of my team, so if he's Toxic, that's not going to happen. And I know that my Florges is going to be able to take several hits from this thing. As you can see, Scald does absolutely nothing, and he's going to get worn down by this Toxic damage. Now, I very easily could just start wishing up and basically just Toxic Stall him to death, but I'm not that kind of player. I don't intentionally Toxic Stall just for no reason. So I'm going to go for the Moonblast here and see how much damage I can do. It's okay damage. I also lower his special attack, which is good, but at this point the battle is pretty much won. So he's going to go for the Scald here. Again, that's really his only play. He gets the burn, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, I could go for the Aromatherapy the next turn to get rid of it, but there's really no point whatsoever. He's going to get his Lefties Recovery, I'm going to get my Lefties Recovery, and then we're both going to get hurt by our status conditions. And I believe the next Moonblast is actually going to take this thing out. We will see in a second here. There's the burn damage, and it's unfortunate that Magmortar didn't get into this battle more. I really wanted to show off the Scarf with him, and I've actually tried it on BattleSpot, and it works out pretty well. But yeah, oh well, so he goes for a Protect here as I go for the Moonblast because I think he just wanted to kill himself, and I think a lot of people like doing that. I've seen just people commenting it, and I don't know, I've seen it in battles quite often. When the battle is lost, they will try to kill themselves with poison or burn or whatever. So he's going to try the double Protect here to try to kill himself, but it fails, and the Moonblast is going to KO him, so unfortunately he did not get the last word. I was kind of hoping that he would, just because that's kind of cool when people do that, but oh well, I guess, you know, Double Protect has a pretty bad chance of succeeding anyway, so I don't know what else to say, but it was a fun match. It was interesting to see a lot of these Pokemon in action. It's a shame we didn't get to see Houndoom and Magmortar do more. I don't even think Aerodactyl got into the battle, so that is that. But, yeah, definitely a good match, Snorlax. Thank you very much for having it with me. Hopefully we will have another one at some point. And thank all of you for watching, as always. And do not forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, because it does help out a lot. So we'll see you guys for tomorrow's battle. But until then, game on.